Offensive. Kevin Costner accuses estranged wife of pandering to media with eviction accusations. A raging Kevin Costner viciously blasted his estranged wife for allegedly trashing him and pandering to the media by claiming in court he wants to evict their 3 children from his prized $145 million compound. RadderOnline.com has exclusively learned. The scathing accusation was revealed in a recent court filing by the Dances with Wolves actor in a last-minute declaration, seeking to evict Christine Costner from his California homestead, since she slapped him with divorce papers in May. Christine, 49, has agreed to leave the home, as long as Kevin pays his yet-to-be-to-determine child support, which will be decided at a hearing this month. The Hollywood star said he doesn't want to wait that long. Christine has demanded $248K a month in child support, while Kevin believes he should pay around $38K per month. Since the two split up, Christine has repeatedly accused the Yellowstone man of trying to chase away their 3 children, ages 16, 14, and 13, into the street. But Costner removed his gloves and hurt his wife of 18 years by engaging in an alleged public relations campaign to tarnish his good man's representation. I find very offensive her attorney's false, oft-repeated, and deliberately inflammatory claims that I am seeking to kick my children out of their home, the fuming actor wrote in a June 30 declaration exclusively obtained by RadderOnline.com. This is Christine pandering to the press. This was the soundbite from her prior papers filed with the court that all of the media outlets and social media platforms picked up and ran with in many published articles. He added in the blistering 5-page declaration, "Our children are teenagers, and they see these reports in the media. I have never, ever said our children have to move out of their home, and they do not. They will be living with both of us, moving between our respective residences." As RadderOnline.com previously reported, the Oscar-winning actor and director is steaming mad. Christine has refused to abide by the premarital agreement (PMA) even after he pumped $1 million into her bank account to help her find nearby housing suitable for her and the children. Christine argued the $38K a month child support prescribed in the PMA is barely enough to live in the swanky beachfront town of Carpinteria, where the kids have lived all their lives. Christina has agreed to move out in late August, or 50 days after a Santa Barbara County judge sets an appropriate child support payment plan. She even suggested the feuding couple cohabitate in the massive compound during the court proceedings. But in court documents, the furious movie star wants Christine to vacate the home no later than July 13, 2023, according to the motion filed by his pit bull attorney Laura Wasser, who also didn't mince words. Christine wanted this divorce, Wasser stated in court documents. She knew about the provision in the PMA requiring her to vacate. She just chose to ignore it. She can and should honor the agreement she made as a condition of marrying Kevin and leave his residence. She can and should have done so by now. Christine now says she will move out in August. If so, there is nothing stopping her from moving out by July 13, as RadderOnline.com exclusively reported. The Hidden Figures tried to reconcile with Christine in April, as their lawyers tried to negotiate a peaceful solution before the divorce papers were filed. Since then, Costner's disdain and distrust for Christine have increased tenfold, and he is vehemently opposed to living under the same roof with her. Costner also complained Christine is also interfering with the post-production of his blockbuster 4-part movie Horizon, an American saga, because he can't get home to his editing studio, and he's under the gun to prep Horizon I for the Venice Film Festival in August. The post-production editing process for Horizon 2 started at my property in Carpinteria on June 26, when I had planned to be home, but for Christine refusing to move out, complained Costner, who has a whopping $20 million invested in the project that he is starring and directing in. Meanwhile, Kevin Costner claims he can't afford estranged wife's child support. Kevin Costner claims he can't afford his estranged wife's demand of nearly $250,000 in child support, as he's no longer getting paydays from Yellowstone. The Bodyguard actor, 68, has been hit with the request as his divorce battle with 49-year-old handbag designer Christine Baumgartner grows increasingly bitter, and has now responded by saying she has an inaccurate idea of his financial setup. He said in legal papers filed this week, which were obtained by Page 6, "I will earn substantially less in 2023 than I did in 2022. This is because I am no longer under contract for Yellowstone, the principal source of my income last year." Paramount announced in May Yellowstone would be ending with its 5th season. Kevin, who played patriarch John Dutton since the series started in 2018, added his finances are variable and can change quite dramatically each year. He also branded Christine's request for $248,000 a month to look after their children, Caden Wyatt, 16, Hayes Logan, 14, and Grace Avery, 13, astonishing, and said he cannot afford to pay those amounts and pay my living and business expenses without liquidating assets. Kevin has also reportedly accused Christine, who filed for divorce in May after 18 years of marriage, of demanding the huge child support payments to pay for her plastic surgery. He alleged in court documents also seen by Page 6, his forensic accountant had found she spends more than $100,000 in cosmetic surgery procedures, which he apparently says is the real reason she is asking for the money. Page 6 added papers also showed Christine has spent thousands of dollars on shopping, construction loans, attorney's fees and other expenses that have nothing to do with her children. Christine has claimed she has no income of her own and has been a stay-at-home mom since 2007, when her oldest child was born. Kevin has stated he believes $51,940 a month, which is what he's currently paying, is a reasonable amount. Christine cited irreconcilable differences in her divorce filing, and the ex's finances have so far been the biggest point of contention in their split. Kevin's personal finances were recently laid bare as part of the split fight, after the actor appealed for them to be kept private. Christine detailed in a court filing how much the actor made and spent last year, in an effort to protest how much she will receive in spousal support. Papers showed Kevin and his family splurged nearly $12 million on expenses in the last 12 months. Kevin had argued in court documents also obtained by Page 6, he did not want his financial information to be made public out of fear that irreparable harm will be done to him by fraudsters. Kevin, who has starred as the patriarch John Dutton since the popular series began in 2018, then called Christine's request astonishing, noting that her assessment of his finances was not correct, as his earnings are variable and can change quite dramatically at any point. The Bodyguard star argued that she even understood this year was going to be a difficult year financially, but Christine doesn't seem to care too much about that detail now. Ultimately, if the 49-year-old's demands are granted, he would not be able to afford to pay those amounts and pay my living and business expenses without liquidating assets. Yeesh. That doesn't sound good for Kevin. This filing is the latest in the nasty divorce battle between the Oscar winner and Christine. As we've reported, she filed for divorce from Kevin in May after nearly 2 decades of marriage. Their breakup was messy from the beginning after he accused Christine of refusing to move out of their home. She insisted her estranged husband had no legal basis to kick her out of the house. However, Christine ended up changing her mind and agreed to leave on August 31st. Only if he agreed to shell out more money for child support. Clearly, Kevin is not willing to also budge on that matter at this time. Interestingly enough, though Christine already appears to be on the move. No, she's not already moving out. Instead, she, Grace, and Hayes were seen leaving LA via Lax for a short trip, escaping the divorce drama. Perhaps it's unknown where the trio was going, but Christine will be back soon, as she has to be at a Santa Barbara court on Wednesday for a hearing on the former couple's prenuptial agreement. So expect even more drama from these two once their hearings start. Reactions to Kevin's claims. Precious readers, do you think Christine child support demands are outrageous? Let us know in the comments below.